Hi, everybody. I'm Emily Grant. I'm the new 4-H agent here in Gillespie County. I'm glad to get to know some of you in my few short weeks that I've been here and look forward to getting to know many more of you. So today we're going to talk about Food Show. And I'll give you a little bit of background and some contest information if anyone is interested in Food Show. So what is Food Show? So Food Show is a contest where 4-Hers get to highlight the skills they've learned in their food and nutrition project. In Food Show, this is an individual contest, not a team, where youth learn to prepare nutritious and safe meals. So they prepare their dish, they present their dish to the judges and either give a presentation or participate in an interview or both, depending upon their age division. Some youth will, depending upon their age division, will participate in a skills showcase, depending upon where they highlight some of the skills that they have learned in their food nutrition project. And then the seniors participate in a short test to demonstrate the knowledge that they've learned in their food nutrition project. So Food Show is a super fun contest, especially for those of you who've already done a little bit in your food nutrition project. This year, every year there's a different theme. This year, the theme is backyard barbecue. So I'm going to kind of read that straight off the rules. So this year's theme is backyard barbecue. What is your favorite dish at a backyard barbecue? Don't be afraid to showcase your culinary skills by experimenting with flavors and dishes commonly found at a backyard barbecue. So things to keep in mind as you're selecting a dish for Food Show is it needs to go along with the theme. So if there's a story you can tell, or maybe your family always makes potato salad for their backyard barbecue, make sure it fits the theme. The second thing, something else to think about is how many ingredients does it have and how easy is it for that kiddo to be able to memorize and know what's in their dish. So especially for our juniors and intermediates, sometimes simpler, easy recipes can be more beneficial as they look towards their presentation. So several things to keep in mind there as you're preparing for Food Show. What do you do if you want to participate in Food Show? Well, the first thing is you have to participate at the county level contest. So our county contest here in Gillespie County is on November 1st. That'll happen during the day. If kiddos have school that day, they will be provided an excuse. But to participate, we need you to enter. So what you are going to do to enter the food and nutrition contest here at the county is you are going to be submitting your recipe paperwork, which there will be a link online to this, and in our weekly newsletter. You are going to be submitting your recipe submission is your entry form. So you'll submit that here to the county office. You can either bring it by or email it to us. And so you're going to be telling us what you are going to be entering into, what recipe you are entering into the Food Show. So we're going to kind of go through the entry card and walk you through making sure your recipe is ready to go. So the first thing is you have to choose what category it goes into. So there's 4 categories that can compete in. That's appetizer, main dish, side dishes, or healthy desserts. So remember, whatever your dish is, it not only has to fit into the theme of backyard barbecue, but it also has to fit into one of those 4 main categories. So let's think about that. So like barbecue chicken and potato salad, like we would normally have at a barbecue, that's 2 dishes. So it's just one. So something that might be an appetizer or something that may be a main dish or a side dish. And the next thing we're going to have to do is we are going to have to write out our recipe. And so one of the things about writing out our recipe to submit our entry is that there is a specific protocol on how we are going to do that. So I'm going to link a recipe, the example to this video, but we're going to kind of go through it together. We have online a recipe checklist. So give me just a second. All right, so hopefully everyone can see my screen here. And we're going to kind of go through all of the recipe checklists that would be on your scorecard. So the first thing is our name of our recipe. Be as creative as you would like. This is where you can have some fun. The next thing is our complete list of ingredients. So any item that's in our dish needs to be listed as an ingredient. So as we list these ingredients, it's something special. There's something specific that we need to do. So there's a format of how that goes. So it needs to be the quantity or the size of the package. And then we need to be very specific. So as y'all can see here in the example says 10-ounce box of chopped frozen spinach, not spinach, box of chopped or frozen. So we want to be very specific. So even if you could use fresh spinach, let's just go ahead and say we want them to use frozen. So whatever you used in your dish is what you need to include on your recipe card. So the next thing is, as we create our list of ingredients, the first thing is we want to list the ingredients in the order in which they are used in the recipe. So if we're making macaroni and cheese, we obviously don't put the cheese in the boiling water, we put the noodles in. So first thing you want to do is you want to list water and then your noodles and then your cheese, okay? So we wouldn't put the cheese first and the water at the bottom. So then we're going to list those ingredients exactly how they are measured. So 1/4 cup of chopped onions. So we're not going to just say 1 chopped green pepper. We're going to say 1 green pepper chopped, okay? So list those as they are measured, okay? So sorry, that was a moment there. So if we want to use 1 green pepper and we want it chopped, so we're going to say you're going to use 1 green pepper and then you are going to chop it. If you need to use 1/2 cup of chopped onions, we're not going to put a 1/2 cup onion chopped, okay? So however we're going to measure that ingredient is how we list it. That one can get kind of confusing. The other thing is we're going to list our ingredients in measurements using common fractions. So 1/4 cup, 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon, not a dish of that, a dash of that. So even if you're using grandmother's recipe, have some common measurements, okay? And then our measurements are spelled out. So we're going to spell out cup, teaspoon, tablespoon, can. We're not going to be abbreviating those things. And then we're not going to use brand names in our recipes. Another thing to think about as you list your ingredients is to make sure that we use a complete description of those ingredients. So sometimes in food show, we may use whole wheat pasta versus our regular enriched pasta to make the dish a little bit healthier. So make sure 1 package of pasta is a lot different than 1 8-ounce package of whole wheat ziti pasta. So be very specific as we list those ingredients as to exactly what they are. So then the next the next thing you need to put in your recipe, in your entry, is on your recipe submission paperwork are the directions of how to make your recipe. And so we're going to use clear instructions to list every step of the combining and cooking of those ingredients. So the way you're going to do this is use very short, clear sentences. Make sure you're using the correct wording in terms of mixing, whisking, folding. And you can, to stir something, stir, fold, whisk this vigorously if you're making like egg whites into meringues and things like that. Make sure we're being clear in terms of the type of pan and the size of pan you want you're using. You want to include the oven temperature and the cooking times. And then also on your recipe, you're going to talk about how many servings the recipe would make, okay? So here's our recipe example. And so you'll see they use 6 ounces, a 6-ounce package of lime gelatin. So super specific, but see, they did not put Jello gelatin here. So make sure we're not using specific brand names. 2 cups of boiling water, lemon lime soda, being very specific, not abbreviating anything. Keep going down here, 8-ounce carton frozen low-fat whipped topping, and we need it thawed. So you buy it frozen, but they're thawing it. So make sure those are correctly listed in the ingredients. So then, as you can see, very short, specific sentences. Dissolve the 6-ounce package of lime gelatin into the 2 cups of boiling water, period. Next sentence, stir in 1 cup lemon lime soda. So you can see very short, concise sentences. And then here at the end, at the bottom, yields 8 half-cup servings. So look at your My Plate to figure out what your serving size is there. So that is the first step in entering your project, entering into the 4-H food show. If you win your division or your category at the county level, then you can advance to the district fall roundup, and that's the first week of December. If anyone has any questions about getting their entry turned in for food show, please don't hesitate to contact the office or email Shay or I. We're more than happy to help. Entries are due to the county office by October 15th to enter into this year's county food show. So get cooking, and we can't wait to see all that y'all have made at the county food show on November 1st. Bye, guys.